What's up, good people? Welcome to Miles from India. For my new people, if you are new to this channel, I am India. And for my returning peeps, what's up and welcome back. On today's video, we are going to talk about the must-haves for my long runs, the things that I take with me, how I prepare, and all of that goodness. So come along. In today's video, we are going to talk about my long run must-haves. I posted a short run must-have a couple months ago and I got a very good response from that video. A lot of you all requested for me to do a long run must-have as well, so I want to deliver that to you. But before we get started with that, go ahead, make sure that you have this video queued up. I'll put the little card up there to make sure that you also watch my short run must-haves. It's important for you to watch my short run must-haves because everything that I use on my short runs, I also use on my long runs. And so today's video, I'm just giving you the additive things that I do as well as what I use in regards to the gear for my long runs. All right, guys, so something that I did realize is that on my long runs, it's more so not an additive of gear, but more preparation. So what I want to do in this video today is start out with some of the things that how I prepare for my long runs, and then of course I'll give you some gear additives that I also take with me. So I also wanted to ensure, because I am currently training for a 10 miler and a half marathon. I am super excited about that. Long runs is something that's on the docket for me. So here is my long run list. Preparation number 1. So usually on the night before a run or even during the week, I try to plan out my route. So I'm one of those people that I like to go on similar routes in regards to long runs because I know where it is. However, of course, with safety, I want to definitely change it up. So there's a route here, the Silver Comet Trail, that I love to run on. And because you can run from Georgia to Alabama on that route. However, I also switch it up on some of my times that I do my long runs, and I actually use Map My Run or good old Google Maps to help me to find a route. So I'm one of those people that I like to do an out and back route, which means if I'm doing 16 miles, I will run 8 miles out and then I will come back for 8 miles. So something that is very important in regards to planning your route is that you want to ensure that you have enough fluid and nutrition along the route. So there are some trails, here in Atlanta that are amazing and you can go long on them, but there are no water fountains, there are no gas stations that you can stop at to get drink. So for me, sometimes I do plan my route to ensure that I can stop by a gas station if I need to stop by someone's house, if I need to hide some drinks in the woods, whatever I need to do, I make sure that I plan my route accordingly, and that includes food and nutrition because you don't always have those water stops along the route. All right, number 2, usually on Friday nights, I have to tell my girls I have to go to sleep early. I'm one of those people that for my long runs, I want to get enough rest so that I am not super tired. So majority of the time I try to get at least 8 to 9 hours of sleep the night before my long run. So that means on Friday nights, your girl is like, okay, I gotta go to sleep. And my homegirls are always like, you gotta run in the morning, huh? And I'm like, yeah, life of a runner. All right, I also love to ensure that in the morning, after I wake up from that good night of sleep, I get my breakfast in. So usually for my long runs, I try to wake up I want to say super early because I love my sleep. But in the morning time, before my long runs, I try to wake up an hour to 2 hours before it's time for me to leave the house to go to my destination for my long run to try to get breakfast in. And yes, I am whispering right now because usually that's how I am in the morning because I don't want to wake people up. So my go-to breakfast before long runs usually is a multi-grain bun, some natural peanut butter, and a banana. I put that all together and there you go. I already don't like to eat a lot in the morning. I do eat breakfast, but before runs, I'm always nervous about eating too much. But I do try to put something on my stomach because you always want to fuel yourself before longer runs so that you can have that energy, not only from the food that you had the day before or the week, but you also want to give yourself something in the morning to kind of give you that little extra jolt. Toast this bad boy. I try to keep my breakfasts really simple and not do too much because I'm just fearful of stomach issues, even though I haven't really had any in the past besides when I was eating a particular goo product for my supplement during my run. But other than that, that's it. I usually also like to foam roll the night before. So I'm one of those people, of course, I am trying to do better with foaming. Lord, is foaming even a word? Foaming, like foaming it. Listen, foam roll. So foam roll as well as stretching really, really good the night before. So I try to do a good session for those. So I like to use two different types of foam rollers. So this foam roller, trigger point, is awesome. I like to get on top of this one to really get my hamstrings and my quads and also my lower back. Whereas this one is one that I like to travel with. And usually this traveling one, I use a lot on my calves. So, or if there's a certain part that I can like really knead into my legs. So I use these two on night before long runs to make sure that I'm good. Last preparation thing, I try to ensure that I take a good old towel with me. So a good old beach towel is something that I take with me in my car so that I can lay it on the seats, because y'all know I'm a sweater, and I lay this big old thing on the chair, on the seats. I dropped something extra. Anyway, I put that on my seats after I get done running. I do need to invest in some seat covers, but listen, the good old beach towel will do the trick. All right, so let's get into the gear that I use for my long run. So again, of course, I mentioned the socks, the hat, the glasses, all of those things that I use, but some additive things that I use for my long runs are these. All right, so for my ladies, they do have these in men as well. But on my long runs, I cannot go without wearing CWX tights. So I'm one of those people, I don't know about you guys, but your girl, I like to be sucked in. I like to feel compressed. I like to I don't want nothing jiggling. I just want everything to just be in its place. And it may jiggle, but I don't want to feel it jiggle. So I fell in love with, stop being silly. I fell in love with CWX tights. And this is what you see here. CWX tights when I was training for my first full marathon. They are super compressive tights. Literally, you would get a workout putting these things on anytime that you put them on. So these are the shorts versions that I have. Something that's good about CWX is that these lines here are not just for design, but they're actually to help to compress in particular areas. So if you have IT band issues, certain parts of your legs, they have tights that are specifically for that. So this is the CWX full shorts. And then I also have and these are a little worn out, I've had them for a while, but I also have the 3/4 length capris. So I absolutely love these. I also have the longer version for the wintertime that are full length. I'll post a picture here of those, but CWX tights is what I wear on every single long run, just because I like to feel compressed and I just want to ensure that everything is okay. The other thing that I love about these is that they're high-waisted, and so they actually come up here and kind of hold everything in, stomach everything, and you just feel awesome in them, and you just feel nice, sleek and sexy, and they just work. Now, in the midst of putting on those compression tights, I also have to put on chafing cream. So chafing cream is something that I just absolutely have to put on for each long run. Although during the summertime, I use it for short runs sometime as well, but more so for long runs. But chafing cream is something that I use. Now, this chafing cream here, which is from MedZone, has become a new love for me over the last month. Something that I love about this cream is that it is very smooth. It goes on smooth. It doesn't have a horrible scent to it. It just feels good. So usually when I have to use chafing cream, I put it in between, all underneath the girls, anywhere where you have bra strap areas. So I also put it here. I put it on the side of my back, anywhere my bra. And then of course, anywhere here in my bra area. So anywhere that bras would be. And then I get all underneath the nether region, all underneath the area in your private areas, anywhere that would be chafing. So of course, anywhere underneath all that goodness in the private junk area. I get chafing cream all in there. So I have a chafing party when it's time for long runs. Not chafing party. Hell no, not chafing party. Chafing cream applying party, because we don't want the chafing. All right, now if you check out my summertime hacks that I use, you will see me talking about my water bottle and how I freeze it. So usually during the summertime, I definitely freeze this water bottle. I put it in the freezer. Most of the time it is either water or Noon or some kind of electrolyte item. So I use this for my long runs, and I also sometimes duck off little bottles of drink just depending upon where my run is along my route. All right, so speaking of hydration, the next thing that I usually do is I'm a person that tries to at least at the minimum drink 2 liters of water a day. A lot of times it is higher than that, but when you are running, it's not only about hydration of water, hydrating yourself with water, but you also want to ensure that you're getting enough electrolytes in your system, which includes salt. So for me, the night before, I use this Martin drink mix. This drink mix is something that you add into water. It is going to replenish. It can help to replenish to ensure that you are having enough salt and electrolytes in your system. And then I also use my Old Faithful Noon. This is the sport for electrolytes and exercise. So I don't only drink water, but include like building up to runs, races, and long runs, races. I like to do both of these. So the Martin as well as the Noon. On my runs, a lot of people like to do chews. For me, I used to back in the day use goo. That messed my stomach up so bad. So I transitioned over to Martin gels. And these gels are just awesome. Let's see. So they basically taste like sugar water. So I know a lot of the gels you can get like strawberry lemonade and lime, whatever toffee taste. This is the regular, and it tastes like sugar water. Something that I love about these is that it's a thicker jello consistency and not much of like a loose stringy gel. It's more, it comes out in whole, so I can actually just like swallow this down. But I take these gels on my long runs, and I usually take them every 30 to 45 minutes, depending upon how long I'm running. So I have several of these in my pack when I'm ready to go. Now, usually when it comes to what's in my water bottle when I'm running, it all depends on my mileage. So sometimes I definitely have water in my bottle. Usually when I have longer runs, it's usually water. When I'm having kind of 8 or so, but when I get into the double digits, usually it is water. Now, the reason that it is water is because I also like to carry salt tabs. So these are tabs that help to replenish your sodium levels. So when it comes to runners, and a lot of times why they tell you that you need to ensure that you're getting electrolytes in your system is because electrolytes also includes salt and sodium basically. So salt helps to replenish your healthy sodium and hydration levels. So I don't know if you all have ever heard people say that you can drink too much water. That just means that you need salt in your system as well. So these salt tabs is something that I take on my runs. Usually I put them in a contact case. See if y'all can see that. I usually put them in a contact case so they don't get wet from my sweat. And when I feel like I need these, I have the water there. So I usually don't like to take the salt tabs paired with your Powerade or Gatorade. Usually it's water because you don't want to overdo it. You will also see a lot of times runners that do long runs, they will take these if they're having cramps. Usually a lot of times when you have cramps it's because you don't have enough sodium in your system. All right, guys, so I hope that was helpful. So I want to make sure that you all don't forget to check out my must-haves for short runs, because all of those things that are on my must-have for short runs, I also use for my long runs, but I didn't want to include everything in one video. So I wanted to give you the additive things. So I gave you a little bit of long run preparation as well as long run items. Pair the short run and long run things together, and that is everything that I usually take on my long runs and how I prepare. All right, guys, so if you have not subscribed already, definitely go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel. I post a new video every week to my channel. I'm really excited to be able to give you all content and everything that I kind of learned through my experience of being a runner. Now, I want to hear from you all. What are some things that you use for your long runs? Definitely drop it below. I appreciate everybody for watching this video. Again, don't don't forget to subscribe. And also, I am a podcast host of the Run Duo podcast. Definitely check my podcast out. We post every other Thursday and we talk about current events. We interview different runners and just talk about different things. So it's very different than the content here, but definitely check out the Run Duo podcast. I hope that you all have a great week as well as a great day.